is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now.
Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it.
Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now.
Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
All right, welcome everybody to the inaugural episode of 90's Auctions Live, the official auction showcase on Sports Cards Live. It is Thursday night, July the 13th, 2023, and my name is Jeremy Lee. Tonight's guests are the co-founders of 90's Auctions. We have Josh Adams and John Linden. So let's not waste any more time. Bring them out. Josh Adams, John Linden. Fellas, welcome to the show. This is your show. Josh, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm second time participant, so good to see you again, Jeremy.
Good to have you back, Josh. And John, welcome. First time on the channel with me. Good to see. We met at the National in Atlantic City last year. I was enjoying the cards in your showcase. There was one I loved. I forget which one it was. It might have been the 3D, the Jordan 3Ds. I think that might have been the card of yours that I loved. I've since acquired one, a 90's Jordan, right on topic for what you guys are doing at 90's Auctions. And before we get in and really look at the items, though, first, John, how are you doing today?
I am good. I appreciate you having us.
It is my pleasure, and thank you guys for coming on, and I'm happy to partner with you guys and work with you guys together and help get the word out about what you are up to at 90's Auctions. We have 74 items on the block they're not ending tonight. We're doing what I'm calling a showcase. We are going to be showing the cards, talking about them, giving people an opportunity to learn about the items, and then decide if you want to potentially bid on them, take a run at some of these things on the 90's Auctions platform. You can see in the ticker right now, everybody, you can register to bid and view the items at 90'sauctions.com. The auction ends on Sunday. Josh, what time does extended bidding begin on Sunday?
5 p.m. Eastern, so 4 Central goes into extended bidding.
5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday is extended bidding. So this isn't an auction ending watch party type of show. We call this the auction showcase. We're going to look at the items and jump in. But for everybody who's new, and if you're not familiar with 90's Auctions, I want to give you an opportunity to meet the fellas, but also for the fellas to really explain to you guys what they're doing at 90's Auctions. Relatively new company. John, when did you guys launch your first auction?
It's been about a year, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Almost a year?
Yeah, December was our first one, December 2022.
Okay,
so
December.
Yeah, it'll be a year coming up.
But the idea was floating around.
So this auction right now, which one is this? Your third, your fourth? Where are we here?
Third.
It's number 3.
Number 3. So this is auction number 3. This is the July, the summer auction. And what's the plan? Are you looking to do one auction every quarter as we move forward?
Yes. So it's one every quarter. We don't really want to saturate anything. And I think to make it an event, so once a quarter, we'll find quality, hard to find items from the 90's. I think it makes it a more special kind of thing.
And so that was my next question, Josh, was why only the 90's? Now, personally, I don't say that critically. I love the idea of being focused and niche, but what was it for you, Josh, that made you want to start this? And then I'm going to ask John the same thing, but what was it for you, Josh?
When I talked to John and I, we both have very similar collecting habits, and we both were kids in the 90's, and as my hair can show. And we, that's the stuff that we know so much about, and we're very passionate about it. And we have very fond memories of, going to card shows, trying to find these cards that we're now putting on our auction platform. And so to me, it really spoke to me, and it's something I'm really passionate about and really care about. So for me, that's
right.
why.
How about you, John? What was it about the 90's? Is that your area of focus as a collector, or do you collect others? Why just the 90's for you?
I mean, like Josh said, that was our era. I don't mean to be cliche, but nostalgia is clutch, I mean, video games, you got Mortal Kombat, you got great movies at that time. You got Tyson, you got Barry Sanders. There was just so much going on in the 90's.
Ken Griffey, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wayne Gretzky still played throughout the 90's. It is. And I always refer to the 90's. Like, you had the junk wax era from 87 to 93. And then the hobby goes into this weird place. And it's when the card companies were really stepping up their creativity to set themselves apart and to bring back people, because I think a lot of people left after the junk wax era. I refer to the second half of the 90s as the creative era, when you had Arena Design working on Skybox and Metal Universe and coming up with all these amazing inserts and parallels, and using different layers and like the essential credentials, for example. You've got die cut on acetate, all these different combinations that make these cards just so amazing. And you hear it a lot now. They're not making them like they used to. We're seeing a lot of cards that are coming out these days that are, you know, tributes to some of these older cards, but they're not making them like they did back then. And that's I think that's actually kind of good, because it's preserving the importance and the scarcity of cards that were made like that in the 90s. So I really like that. Let's just say hello to a few people we have in the chat already. D Grave, who was in here about an hour and a half ago before we started.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready and super excited. I hope you're back, D Grave. Jacob Dahl, always good to see you, Jacob. Thank you for joining. David G in the house. What's up, David? We have Brent, deep value investor. He loves his 90s shack, among other things, as do I. I love my 90s shack.
Oh, yeah.
Q's Cards and Slabs always have great items to bid on. Nice job, John and Josh. A friend asked me if you monitor for shill bidding on your site. Great question. And I think this is a great segue from Q's Cards, because I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to tell the audience, tell your customers, your potential bidders, sort of what are your I don't want to say policies, but your approach really to customer service, turnaround times, rates, being competitive, and then, as Q says, shill bidding. As we know, it's a problem in the hobby. Does the platform that you guys use for 90s auctions, because I know you guys use a canned software that a lot of auction companies use, does it have any shill bidding monitoring tools in it, Josh?
So we use Create Auctions, and they have software where you can bid on your own items, and we can monitor the bids that are coming in. We can't see who's bidding, but we monitor when they're coming in. And luckily, I think we're fortunate. I don't think we've had anything shilled up. I think most of our lots have sold, and they've all paid, I think, except for one. And that's how we monitor for that. But we can't see who's bidding, kind of a protection against that. And with respect to the other question, you can't bid on your own stuff.
And that's really important, obviously. So, but it's important, I think, also for everybody to understand that you are using a third-party vendor software, which, I mean, all of the auction houses use. Not all. Some have their own proprietary software. Right. Some just go on eBay and sell there. But most of them use my understanding is really two of these auction software platform providers, and you're using one of them, and you probably did your diligence to look between the two and chose the one that made the most sense for you guys. Yep. So that's really really good. Thank you, Q's, because I didn't have that as a question in my notes, and I should have, because it's a great question. So I want to thank Q's Cards and Slabs for asking that. The next one, John, I'll put this one a bit to you, is customer service, shipping times, payment policies. You guys are a small company, which I love. How important is it to you that you are servicing your customers in a timely and efficient manner?
I mean, customer service is key. I worked in the restaurant industry for years, so dealing with people face to face and making them happy was something that I was on key with. So, when I bid at auction houses or whatnot, I want my item right away. I pay for it right away, and subject to the matter, I would hope that would happen the same way with me. That's
good. I mean, that's what people want to hear, is that you guys are on this. And I remember, because Josh, you and I talked quite a bit, actually, and I remember you once saying that, we everything was paid for in X amount of time, and everything was shipped with the week of the end of the sale. So that's great. That's what people want to know, is that if they're going to deal with 90s auctions, that there's not going to be any undue delays, because we are a very impatient group of hobbyists, aren't we, Josh?
Well, you buy your card Sunday, you want it Monday night, right? So, and as John and I are both collectors, so we understand how badly you want it in hand. So, the night of the auction, we're up late, packing stuff up, getting it out Monday morning, Tuesday. But, it's fast. Our goal is 24 hours. That's the benchmark we try to hit. If it's 48, it's okay, but the goal is 24 hours from payment to shipment.
That's really fast. 24 hours is a really good, that's a good turnaround time. But you guys are still just getting started. This is your third auction. There's 74 items. It's not like you're dealing with thousands of items. That makes it easy. As you grow and you scale up with more items, I mean, have you thought about what's going to happen when you get to that point of 1,000 items once a quarter?
Well, yeah, we plan on, making it efficient. We have a good setup. We just got a bigger office, so we're able to store everything there, keep everything organized. And I think if it'll take more time, but I think if we keep the same procedure, have everything organized, ready to go, ship it out, pack, ship, it might take more time, but we'll get it done.
Yeah. Good. Well, let's cross our fingers and hope that it gets there. I mean, I do love, again, that this is a 90s item auction house, aptly named 90s auctions, so people know what they're going to get. You're not really going to have to scroll through a bunch of items that are of no interest to you. If you like the 90s, you like this stuff. What's up, Ken Wood? Great to see you. Welcome to the show. Jake Dahl says 93 refractors are the best ever. Those are the first refractors as well. And Brent says there's no way for any auction to completely avoid shill bidding. Yeah, we've definitely had discussions about that over the past several months, as it's been a hot item in the hobby across many content creators. So, all right. So guys, on the ticker right now, you can all see that we've got the website for the 90s auctions. You can go there, you can register, and then you'll be processed through. Again, the auction doesn't end until Sunday. We're going to start getting into these items right away. Before we do, I also want to let everybody know that that these guys run a Facebook group. It's called Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant Buy, Sell, and Trade. So if you're on Facebook and you like the Facebook group experience, please take a moment and join their Facebook group. Also want to mention right off the top here that you can visit 90s auctions at the National, booth 1246. It's in the ticker right now. And you guys are having a promo at the National. Items consigned to you at the National will receive 107% of the hammer price, of the final price. So you're really splitting, to a degree, the buyer's premium on the sales that you're going to make on items that are consigned at the National. So that's a very attractive payout rate right there. And then finally, on the ticker as well right now, this auction goes into extended bidding this Sunday, July 16th at 5 o'clock Eastern, 90sauctions.com. But I'm going to put this one back up here for now. And let's get into the items, guys. Enough of this. Let's get started. You ready? All right, let's go. So this is the website, everybody. This is the auction platform, 90sauctions.com. You go there, you go to auction up here, and you will just go to the current auction, and you will be there. If you're not yet registered to bid, go register to bid. Doesn't mean you have to bid, but if you want to bid, that's where you're going to go. All right. The first item, lot number 1, guys. This card is legendary in our hobby. I believe it probably was one of the most iconic sports cards when PWCC did their top 100 most iconic cards in the hobby. And this is the 1990 Frank Thomas No Name on Front. NNOF means no name on front, because in this card, and let's just see if we can make that bigger for a moment. No, it doesn't get that big, but we'll actually do it like this instead. Let me open up the item in another window, and let's take a look at this card. And you can see that there is no name on the name bar. A lot of people know this, so I'm sorry that this is a bit common knowledge, but it might not be for everybody. This is kind of the most, I believe, fellas, the most famous and desired error card in the hobby. It's a PSA 7, which is a fine grade. It's already at $3,300 in the auction. Josh, tell us a bit about the importance of this card.
So this is one of the first error cards. There were a few errors in 89 Upper Deck, like the Sheffield reverse shortstop thing, but this is like the most popular one because there's so much like mystery, I guess, as to how they were packed, whether they were in packs. There was some research done, and there was a print roller problem, and on the sheet on the diagonal across, a lot of those cards are missing the ink around the border, and then the Frank is missing his name on the nameplate. And the best way to tell the real ones from the fake ones, if you scroll to the blue nameplate, scroll back to the other side, see that blue dot right there? All the fake ones, all the real ones have the blue dot on it. That's how you can tell it's a real no name on front as opposed to an altered one. And then the black ink doesn't go all the way through the yellow on that border.
Right.
And it happens on a bunch of cards on the uncut sheet. So yeah, some people think they were inserted in a couple cases at first, and then the printers recognized the error and pulled them, because there's a lot that have been found in the southeast, in the southwest, southeast side. And so yeah, I think it is the most iconic error card of all time.
Right on. Yeah, you can also see here that the black borders around this red stripe where my mouse is, they end right here. They pick up again here. You can see there's the black borders here, and then it comes off, and then you don't have it, and then it picks up right again. It picks up again right here and comes off. So it looks like there was a strip of paper or something that blocked the printer, the printing plates from hitting down. The black one right about here, like the plate hit down, but the black ink went on some other foreign object, a piece of paper or something, maybe another sheet, who knows what it was, but pretty cool. And right now this card is at $3,300. And like we've been saying, this whole auction ends on Thursday. So that's a great card, fellas. Congratulations on getting it in the auction. It's a popular card. Quick hello to Name from Indigenous Rookie Cards. Good to see you. Brent says, interested to go look back and look at the comps on 90s auctions versus other platforms. I think that's a legitimate, a smart thing to do. Brian Weisner, welcome to the show. Frank Thomas is a king, and Frankie Gonzalez, all the way from Puerto Rico, is joining us. Frank? Always good to see you, Frankie G. All right, John, we have a 1997 NBA All-Star Game autographed basketball. This thing has 25 signatures on it from the 97 All-Star Game. It's at $550 right now. And here, let me open it up the right way. And why don't you, John, start telling us about this item?
I mean, this is one of my favorite items in the whole auction. It's 1997. That was the 50th anniversary of the NBA. And it's signed by 25 players, BGS authenticated. You got MJ, Sean Kemp. I believe the MVP that year was Glenn Rice. He's on there. You have Olajuwon, Ewing, Hardaway. Just a really cool item. If you're a 90s collector, this is definitely something that you'd want to go for. And it's really low right now. So
there's the Glenn Rice autograph right there. Let's see if we can find the MJ. There's the Jordan autograph right there. There's Grant Hill right over there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recognize it. David Stern, but that's not an autograph. That's on the ball.
Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Mm-hmm. So very, very cool. So this one is a current bid of $550. Reserve not met. So there are reserves on 90s auction. Your clients are able to put reserves in, and once that's hit, that'll meet. But for now, we've got a couple days to see if this item will in fact get there. Okay, next up, 1997 Flair Showcase Row 0, Michael Jordan, you guys, PSA 9. As I was telling Josh and John before we went live, I own the same card in this same grade, but I bought it at the wrong time. I'm sure it's not worth what I paid for it anymore. We all have a few losses in the books over the past few years, and this would probably be one of mine. That said, this is a beautiful card, absolutely stunning card. It's numbered out of 250 on the back. Josh, why don't you tell us more about the importance of the Jordan Row 0?
So there's that's just the showcase version out of 250, and then there's another one, the Legacy Showcase, is out of 100. And it's a great card that really shines in the right light. It really looks that's a real sharp card. The different color refractor on the front is phenomenal. Flair from 97, 98, 99 made probably some of the best inserts of all time.
I agree. They really did. This card, and again, I do own this card in this grade. And when you hold it and you look at it, I mean, it's one of those cards that you can literally just stare at for like 10 minutes and be like mesmerized by the beauty of the light and the colors within it. Sounds silly to say, but it's the fact of the matter. And this one is numbered on the back right here at the bottom, 119 out of 250. I love that it's gold stamp serial numbered. And I also love that on the back, you've got a full image of Michael Jordan, like top to like the whole body shot there. You've got stats. The backs on these cards also have a nice coating. They almost look and feel creamy, sort of. They're just beautiful, beautiful cards. Sitting at $2,400 right now, less than a third of what I paid for mine, everybody. So go in and grab that card if you would like. Jake Dahl just registered for 90s auctions. Thank you, Jake. Hopefully you find something you're interested in. But if not, maybe next time, you never know. All right, John, this next one's for you. This is a 98 Bowman's Best Kobe Refractor. It's a PSA 7 autographed. Sorry, the autograph is, it's a PSA 7, the card. The autograph is a PSA 10. So let's get into this card. Currently it's $700, so several bids in on this one. Beautiful card. John, why don't you tell us about this one?
Well, what makes these cool is these are actually pack pulled, and the odds are about 1 in 3,500. There's 10 players in the set, and according to Card Channel, the print run is around 75. I just love. Obviously, we all love refractors. We love Kobe, and it's just an eye-appealing card, and it's a beautiful Kobe signature as well. You can't really see it on the screen. Maybe if you zoom in a little bit, there you go. It's pretty bold. I mean, they gave it a 10 on the auto, so you can't go wrong with that. We're all about the boldness on the autos.
All about the boldness on the autos. I completely agree with that. What I like about this card too is that the gold up here, like in the background, it's what we call a color match, right? The overall card, this card actually flows really nicely. It's almost as if it's moving that way, because you can see it's like he's in running motion. This guy is chasing him down, it seems like, or I think that's what's going on. Kobe's got the ball. You can see it right there under his arm. This guy's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do, but defend something and maybe stop Kobe, but he was hard to stop in any game. But I just love how this card seems to be in motion. It's flowing. It's the color match. It's a PSA 7, so you got to wonder, why isn't it more highly graded? And I'm noticing maybe some surface wear right over here, right in this area here. That could be on the holder, though. I'm not sure. But overall, I mean, the corners, the edges, this thing looks better than a 7 from here, but I'm not questioning the grade because I'm sure there's stuff we can't see. There might be a little scratch right there. Right there, there could be something. If we go to the back of it really quick, and let's see if we can see anything on the back as we kind of just run through this card here. Back looks pretty clean. Like the edges and the corners seem to be very nice. It must be a surface issue that caused this not to grade any higher. But here we are, $700, and this will end with everything else on Sunday. All right. Luke from Bleecker Street Cards has joined. Love the Bernies in this. Welcome to the show, Luke. Brian says, you can tell Josh and John really love 90s cards, especially insert. Yeah, but me, so do I, Brian. Can you tell that about me too? Because I do too.
I know Brian. He's at my booth every year at the Nationals. He's just buttering me up for some free booth space.
Right on. Well, good to see you, Brian. I would have met you in Atlantic City then last year. All right, let's go to the next row here. And Josh, I'm going to ask you to speak to the 97 Bowman's Best Techniques Refractor Michael Jordan True Gem 9.5. What that means is that all of the subgrades are 9.5 or better. So you're not going to have, in this case, it's or better because the centering is a 10, whereas edges, corners, and surface are all 9.5. This is a nice looking card. Let's make it bigger. I love that the circle design in the background. Almost seems like that ball is flying off the card. It really, that by I think you having two different backgrounds behind the ball, it makes it look like it's popping off of the card itself. This is a gorgeous card. I'll be honest, I've never seen this one before, so maybe I don't love 90s cards as much as these guys do. But Josh, tell us about this one.
So Bowman's Best was another product made by Bowman that year, 97, 98. It's a refractor of the base card, and it is a little bit raised on the surface of that, and they are hard to find in true gems because of the corners. They kind of flake a little on the edges as well. If you can tell, like there's not really a border, so finding those with a clean border and a clean surface is pretty hard to find.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now as I scroll through. These edges and corners on the front at least are perfect. Let's take a peek at the back and see how they turn out. Oh yeah, I mean, that's clean.
It's sharp.
Yeah, this is a very nice, little bit of a line right there. I don't know if that's card or holder, but it's on the back minor there. It says refractor. Here's this line again that I called out on the last card. It makes me think there's something in the scanner itself versus on the cards, because we saw that on one of the previous cards as well. I'm glad that that's consistent across cards, likely something in the scanner perhaps. But this one's at $300 right now, and I don't know anything about the value of this card, but that to me seems like a good price just with any beautiful Jordan card from the 90s. All right, moving along, lot number 6. Now, you can tell how my voice changed because the Jordan game jerseys are monster grail type cards, whether they're autographed or not. But this is the Shaq 1999 Upper Deck game jersey, the Century Club version, Shaquille O'Neal. This is numbered out of 100, 16 of 100. You've got a game worn jersey, a nice yellow piece right there. It's a PSA 8. And let's blow this guy up. Josh, I mean, full body shot of Shaq. Nice. And 8 is actually like a very respectable grade for any of these 90s jersey cards. I have the whole set of hockey jerseys from 96, and I submitted them to PSA years ago. Like, I think my average grade is a 6.5. Tell us about this card, Josh.
So first of all, this is the Century Club gold version. And I love anything hand numbered, and Upper Deck was like the king of hand numbering stuff in the late 90s with, started with Diamond Dimensions, SP Profiles 3, and they had this subset of the game jersey that they call it Century Club because it's all hand numbered out of 100. And they had the regular base card, which is just the jersey swatch as well. Not swatch, the jersey piece. And it is tough on an 8 because sometimes the glue would kind of get a little dry on these over the years, and you see it kind of peel up. So an 8, I think, is pretty respectable for this card.
I think so too. What's this priced at right now? Because this is, and it's a modest $275 for now. I don't know what the fair market value is on this thing or recent comps, but right now, for especially out of 100, I mean, it's a cool, and it's Shaq. Listen, I have a Shaq collection, fellas. 90s inserts Shaq, but I don't do the jersey, so it's not a card. Like, if I were to expand my Shaquille O'Neal collection, this might be a card I would go for. But you got to kind of set boundaries at times. So I'm going to sit it out. But boy, that's a card that's like right there for me. It's very close to something that I would be interested in. Okay, one more. We're going to go to you on, Josh, and then we're going to go back to John for a couple. 97 Stadium Club, Kobe Bryant, John Starks co-signer. So this is a double-sided card. Each player autographed it on their side. So here we have the Kobe autograph right there. It's in an SGC 8.5 holder. And there's the John Starks on the other side. Obviously, this card is really driven, the value anyway is driven by Kobe being on it. Josh, tell us about this one.
So this is one of Kobe's first pack pulled autos. It's a second-year card. It's got, the whole set has, I think it's like 20 dual sign back and front autos. It's a sharp auto for a 97 Stadium Club, which were glossy to begin with. So you can make it out pretty good. And this is like one of his early autos. He changed it later on. But it's Kobe. And then, I don't know. Don't underestimate the John Stark collecting public.
Okay.
Sure, you never know.
Okay. No, I appreciate that for sure. Definitely appreciate that. I want to go to comment here. David G says, I have a 1992 Upper Deck basketball hologram set that I traded my Barkley rookie for way back then. Is there a demand for the 92 Upper Deck hologram basketball set, fellas?
John, what do you think?
Go ahead, John. You can say
I have
no.
so many of those just laying around in a box. So, I mean, I do have a PSA 10 award winner Michael Jordan hologram. So I believe in high grades, but raw, I wouldn't say so.
Not so much, huh? Not. And it's likely that the Barkley David G traded away back then wasn't graded. Likely wasn't a gem mint card anyway. So I'm sure you did fine on that even long term. David Gary Martin says, not a fan of hand numbered. Trust factor, I guess. Give me gold embossed. I mean, I'm also I prefer hand stamped serial numbered cards, but there's so many hand numbered cards that have come out that you kind of just with experience know what's what, I believe. All right, let's go on to this 1998 Ultra Platinum Medallion Shaq. This is a PSA 7. Now, this is more in my wheelhouse actually than the jersey card. And I do have my eyes on one of the items in this auction, this summer auction on 90sauctions.com. It's not this one, it's a different one, but in any event, John, this is not yours, but this is the Platinum Medallion Shaquille O'Neal. I never noticed before, it's a PSA 7. I never noticed how you've got Shaq in color. The rest of the card is black and white, except for the net and the ball. I mean, that's really cool. John, why don't you tell us about this one?
I mean, I guess you could say those are somewhat popped with the player. I've opened a ton of these packs, and I probably threw some of them out because I couldn't tell the difference, you know? This being a pop 4, I love Shaq. I'm sure there's a lot of Shaq collectors out there. This is numbered to 99. All the veteran players of this set were numbered to 99. All the rookies were numbered to 66. They did come with the gold medallion, 1 per pack, and then 1 out of 35 packs, you could get a gold rookie medallion. And then, of course, you got the 1-of-1 masterpiece, which is top notch in that medallion set.
Yeah, this is awesome. 67 of 99 platinum medallion. Wow. Yeah, this might. There might be 2 cards in this auction that I'm that I'm interested in now, John and John. We'll have to see. Okay, let's go to the next row here. Now, actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the Penny Hardaway here, but just in the interest of time, because there's 75 items here. As we scroll down, you guys are gonna see that there are a handful of other Ultra Stars gold in the auction. You've got 6 more of them down here. You've got the Jerry Stackhouse, the Kerry Kittles, Marcus Camby, Sean Kemp, the Antoine Walker, and the John Wallace. So there are 6 down here, and then the 7th one up here in the Anne Fernie Hardaway. So let's kind of talk about all these at once so we can skip them the rest when we get down there. I'm going to open up the Penny Hardaway right here, though. And John, this one has your name on it. So we're at $625 right now. And before I let you speak, I just want to let you and everybody know, at the Mint Collective back in March, I traded for the Shaquille O'Neal from this set, and I love the card. I actually have it. I'm looking at it right now. It's in a display on my wall right there. I love it. So, and I can tell you guys, these images, although they're very nice, don't do these cards justice. These things have so much depth to them. They are embossed. They are gold, but different angles. Like this thing might be my favorite insert. I have a few. I love PMGs and I love Essential Credentials, but this might be, from a purely aesthetic perspective, up there in my top 5 90s inserts ever. So with that said, John, over to you, please, on this Penny Hardaway.
Well, of course, I mean, if you're a 90s guy, you love Penny and Shaq, you know. This is a pop 1. I believe the print run around these is accordingly to Card Channel around 89 to 90. I believe just to pull one specific player, you would need to go 1 in 28,800 packs. And we have 8 of these in our auction. So besides the Penny, obviously you went down and scrolled a little bit. So we have those other 7 as well, but we'll get into those a little bit later or whatnot. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well,
I love this. To me, aesthetically, like eye appealing, this is beautiful to me. I love these. They're gorgeous.
I do too. So I must have missed one of them. There's 8 in the auction, which is a great start. If anyone's looking to work on this set, the Ultra Stars Gold set, you got 8 of them right here that you can knock off all in one fell swoop. So beautiful, beautiful card. All right, let's go on to lot number 10. John, you're going to talk to us about this one as well. 98 Flair Classic, the 61 Refractor, Kevin Garnett. This card is out of 61. It's a BGS 8.5. And before you go, John, I just want to say, so Josh, I know from talking Jordans with you all the time and a bunch of other people, this is like a grail card. Like MK Sports Cards, who does a great job of ranking all the main inserts from the 90s. I think he's got this on his list of the top 20 Jordans. So this would be a top 20 really insert of the 90s. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of them personally, but I'm only one opinion. Many more people like them that I know than don't. So with that said, John, tell us about this card, please.
All right, that's the 8.5 Kevin Garnett. That's a pop 2, I believe. These actually pay homage to the original Flair 61 basketball set, which was only around for 1 year. Didn't get released again until the iconic 86-87 season, which includes a Michael Jordan rookie. I mean, what can you say about Kevin Garnett? He's one of my favorite players. He's definitely in my top 5. I'm a huge Garnett fan. They are numbered. Is that silver? Yeah, silver. It looks like silver imprint on the back. and that's number 2 of 61.
Yeah.
And real quick, I just wanted to note that the way to tell the difference between these and the regular 61s are, I believe, where the logo, the team logo is, the orange part up in the front top. It's kind of like refractor-like surface.
Shinier than the regular issue. And then, of course, turn it over and look for the serial number as well. Yes, Josh, please.
And they made, so it's technically a parallel of an insert, because they made like the regular non-refractor retro cards in that year in 98 Flair. So they have that, then they have a base and then a refractor version.
Nice. So centering's an 8.5, which okay, fine. I don't have an issue with that. You can tell it's a little bit off center. Corners 9, surface 8, edges are a 9. Surface wise, I'm trying to see. I noticed one thing. I'll come back to it, but right there on the E in garnet, there's a slight. Let me get back in there. There's a slight blemish on the E in garnet, maybe a bit on the end, but I mean, if that's the only surface issue, it's hard to see really small scratches. There could be something like that, but this card I think is really nice surface wise for the grade. And you're getting a Kobe cameo here in the bottom right corner. I didn't notice that until right now, you guys. That to me is a really cool added benefit of the card. I mean, you're getting Kobe on this thing. Look at him down there. That's really cool. I think that I love that. I love that, actually. That's pretty funny. All right. Let's look at a similar card here. This is the Tim Duncan, lot number 11. And John, I mean, I don't know if you have much more to add, but this is a PSA 8. There's a refractor line right here. But my understanding is that's pretty common on these, right? Yeah, Josh is nodding along. So,
it is.
Yeah, so Josh, do you want to say anything, or should we go to John again? Let's go to John.
It's John.
Okay, it's a pop 4, and like you were saying about the refractor lines, a lot of these that me and Josh have seen in person at the shows, I mean, they're very common. Cool thing about this set, there's supposed to be 150 cards in the Classic 61 set, but 148 through 150, they took them out because they were the checklist.
Okay. So this is number 42 of 61, same as the garnet that we were just looking at. Back looks good. Front, aside from the refractor line there, there's a scratch right there that might be on the holder. Tough to say. This is a PSA 8 though, so there's that line. So this line that my mouse is going over here, everybody, that is not on the card. We've seen that on a few others already. So that's something on the scanner, I believe, because we seen it on 2 other cards. But that's a pretty nice Tim Duncan card overall. It's at $425 at the moment. All right. Want to say hello to... Go ahead, John. Sorry.
I apologize. I just wanted to say I pulled a Kerry Kittles of those.
Oh, nice. Let's say hello to 90's Hockey Collector. This is the place for you tonight. There is hockey in this auction. Michael Hathaway says, really impressed at this auction. Very well curated, awesome selection, and finds the balance of stacked but not oversaturated. I agree. When I look at this, I mean, this is one of those auctions where it's not like every card is 10 grand. There is something really for everyone on 90's auctions. Luke says, I love the Flair Classic set. Great to see Kobe in the background. Oh, you saw that too, hey? Very cool to see. Says MJ is in the background of the Kobe in this set. Awesome. That had to be deliberate by them when they were creating these cards and designing them. All right, 1999 Upper Deck Biographics, Charles Barkley, level 2. This is out of 25. It's a PSA 9. And let's just take a quick zoom. It's a 450 right now. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice serial number right there, 14 to 25. It's an autographics. Am I not seeing is this supposed to? Oh, biographics. Not auto. My bad. Josh, tell us about this guy. Level 2.
There's different levels of this card. You can have a 25, a 50, and 100. And the level 2 is out of 25. I believe there's a 1 of 1 as well. But this is again, like Michael said, it's stuff you don't see every day. It's pretty stacked. It's not totally out of range, but it's a pretty rare card of I think a top tier Hall of Famer.
And it's die cut, I noticed as well. So that's one of the sort of differences between the different parallels is that the 1 out of 25, the level 2, is likely the or one of the die cuts. So really cool. And look how slender he looks here. Nowadays Barkley is he's enjoying the good life. That's for sure. We're at $450 on this one right now, everybody. And again, this auction ends on Sunday. Extended bidding at 5 o'clock Eastern. You can register to bid and see everything on 90sauctions.com. So if you're not registered, please go and do so. All right, 1999 Century Legend Nate Archibald Epic Signature. This is a really popular set overall for all the players. I would say Nate Archibald, not one of the better players on the checklist, right, Josh? But what is enticing about this card?
There's different levels of this set, right? The Epic Signatures is all out of 100, henceforth the Century Legend. Then they had other cards that were numbered to the player's jersey. Like there's a Bird out of 33, there's a Michael out of 23. But I do like it's a Hall of Famer. It's on card auto, and it's again hand numbered. I think it's pretty sharp. It's a pretty bold autograph too.
It's a beautiful autograph. Like he wasn't messing around.
No.
Really nice to see. All right, well, right now the Archibald is at $250, so it's got its opening bid and ready to go from there. We have a 1997 Z-Force Super Rave. Dana, how do you say Dana's last name? I thought is it Barros?
That's what I thought.
Barrios?
That's how I pronounced it. Yeah.
Well, we were at $150 right now. This card it's busy. I've always found these Super Raves to be very busy. I know a lot of people like it. Not my favorite insert from the 90s personally, but hey, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys I love everything. I don't, but when I love a card, I'll tell you. If I don't love it, I'll tell you too. Not my favorite, but I respect that a lot of people do love this card, and it's a PSA 6. So it's like, how rare is this card that even a PSA 6 is going to sell in the hundreds of dollars, Josh?
I mean, out of the 25 is extremely rare. They made a lot of these boxes, and it's hard. These don't surface that often. Out of 50, I'm sorry, I said 25. Because the baseball, they make it out of 50 and 25 and 125, and then football, the basketball's like that, and they're just hard to find. It's also a good example to have, because unfortunately a lot of this stuff is faked for the higher end players. So like the Hall of Famers, like the Jordan, the Kobe, but so it's good to have one of these examples to show how it's an authentic pack pulled example.
Okay, well, I just realized that, you have the extra I in here.
Yeah.
The nice thing though is that, if this was on eBay, that would be a problem, but it's not a problem on 90s auctions, because this auction, you're only having to look through 74 items. So it's not like people are searching for Dana Barros, not sure what they're going to find. So no big deal here. Listen, cool card. And so I think there's people that work on this set, so I'm sure somebody can use it for their endeavors for certain. All right, 98 SP Authentic Sign of the Times Silver Hakeem Olajuwon. This is a BGS 9.5. The auto has a 10. Let's open this one up. It's at $225 right now. And so we're even die cut on this card. I've got to tell you guys, back in the day, I wasn't a fan of die cut. I'm like, I want the whole card. Why are you not giving me the whole card? But now I love die cuts. I think it just adds an element of design that you can't get unless you die cut. So, Josh, tell us about the silver Sign of the Times Hakeem.
Well, there's the silver, then there's the gold version. And the difference obviously is on the left-hand side. I've always been a fan of die cut cards. I think Upper Deck kind of pioneered that whole thing in the 90s, especially starting in like 97. And Hakeem, I think, is probably one of the top 3 centers of all time. And I love the card, love the image, and his autograph isn't exactly descriptive, but I think it flows pretty smoothly, and it's sharp. It's a 10 on the auto in that year is hard to find.
What are these little spots in here? I see a gray spot right there. Oh, that's in the design. In the design. Yeah, those are design elements. It's graded a 9.5. Auto has a 10. I mean, auto's a little bit streaky here, but not too bad at all. Okay, let's close that one up and that one up. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this is, listen, like I told you, I'm not going to love every card in these auctions, but I'm also not going to BS anybody and say it. So here's the thing about this card. The 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings is one of the most popular and important inserts of the 90s for Michael Jordan, because it was like the first one that everybody wanted. So there's a lot of nostalgia for this card. I'm not a huge fan of it, but the only reasons I wasn't collecting these cards back then, I don't remember chasing this as a kid, but there are cards I chased as a kid that are important to me that no one else cares about. So it's really a personal thing. At the same time, I recognize how important the card is. Despite that, I never chased one. The image, it's always a hard card to capture the image of because it's got all this thunder and lightning going on in the background. In hand, much nicer than the image shows you because there's a lot of it's a foil coating. They're really shiny and all that. It's a great picture of Michael Jordan. I can't deny that. This one's in a PSA 8 holder. One of the first important Jordan insert. This one's at $450. Josh, do you have that nostalgia for this that I don't?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was 15 years old in 93. I know my dad taking me to card shows at, it was Al Gower's restaurant in the Hilton at home. And we would, spend Sundays there buying packs, looking for Jordans because you're 15 years old, 93 is the height of his fame. And that's all I wanted as a kid living in the Chicago suburbs.
Right on. Name here says that Kerry Kittles was a solid player. So
that's right.
And Brian Weisner says the Dream is one of the most underrated players of all time. Hakeem the Dream. All right.
Right.
450 on the Scoring Kings as we stand right now. All right. Oh, Star Rubies, guys. These are some of the most beautiful cards ever made. Skybox Premium Star Rubies from 1998. This is Sean Kemp in a PSA 6. This card is numbered out of 50. And let's just take a quick peek at it. See, why is this thing only a 6? Slight edge wear at the top corner, not perfect, but nice for a 6. You come down the edge. Edge looks good. Couple of spots where there's some white showing, but very minor. Bottom edge looks good. Bottom left corner, good. Left edge looks good. Not perfect, but for the grade, I think this thing is pretty strong. Must be something surface happening somewhere because I don't see why it's only a 6 from the front. But again, really important to note that I recognize that it's really hard to assess condition in 2 dimensions, if not impossible. So this is number 27 of 50. These are great cards. Josh, what do you say? $300 right now on this.
Yeah, I think it's still pretty low, even though it's in his Cleveland uniform. The 98 Rubies are so popular, and it's got that foil overlay on the top that is susceptible to the flaking, which is, I think, probably why it's a 6 on the edges and the corners. But I think the image itself is great. And, when you hold those things in the light, they just pop.
There's so much to look at on these cards. They're just absolutely gorgeous. We have a 97 Essential Credentials, Jacques Vaughn out of 65 in the BGS 9 holder. We don't need to look at every single card here. There's 74, so we'll be here for a while. But I have to open this guy up because I love the Essential Credentials. Like, I have a lot of these in my collection. Mine are like the hockey remakes from 2012. I do have a Shaq from this year, the pink version right up over there. I love these cards, guys. Love the Essential Credentials. How about you, John? Do you love Essential Credentials too?
Oh yeah, we actually had a Shaq. I believe if you're talking about the same year, we had one of those in our last auction.
Very first auction.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. So this one is sitting at $100 right now, mostly because I haven't even heard of the player, so I'm not so surprised.
He's a Kansas Jayhawk legend, Jacques Vaughn. Took him to the national championship.
I did not know that. Let's move along. All right. 1997 SPA Profiles 3. We've got the Rodman. We got the Olajuwon right here. PSA 8 on the Olajuwon. BGS 8.5 on the Rodman. As we come down, we have 3 more. Stockton in a 7, Finley in a PSA 8, and Mitch Richmond in a PSA 9. Oh, and LaFonso Ellis is also a PSA 8. That's it for the now. Josh, why are these ones red and these ones blue? Is that just the team color matchup, or is that a different level?
That was just a team color matchup. That's just the design of those cards. That SP, they had 3 different levels in there in profiles. Profile 3 is the only die cut one, and it's the only hand numbered one out of 100. So Jordan's in that set, Kobe, Barkley. It's a great. So that and Diamond Dimensions are the 2 first insert numbered sets in Upper Deck. One of the first.
So the lowest grade is the Stockton at a 7. We have a couple of 8s and 9 here, the BGS 8.5 and the PSA 8. Let's just open the Rodman just so we can take a look at one of these cards at least and get an idea. for what they look like, because I've seen them shared in chats and all that, but I've never really inspected one. And oh yeah, I like you got some gold foil and his last name here, the F for forward. Dennis is white, profile is white, 91 is in gold. There's the die cut. SP Authentic is gold. The logo hand numbered out of 100, 46 of 100 here. The word Bulls is in gold. The word Chicago in white. You come up, it's an 8.5. It's got some slight edge damage. The edges graded out in 9. Centering graded out in 9.5. Surface is a 9.5, and corners are an 8. So maybe there's a slight white showing on that corner here. No corners on this side. Oh, there's a corner right there. Slight white showing. So that makes sense to me on the Rodman. And the back, to see what the back looks like of these cards, there you go. You've got a bit of a story you can read about the player, some stats. Yeah, these are pretty cool cards overall. So again, we've got the Rodman, BGS 8.5, currently sitting at $180. We have the Olajuwon PSA 8, currently sitting at $2.25. John Stockton in a PSA 7 holder, sitting at $160. I want to look at this one quickly, guys, and just see why it's a 7. And sometimes it's over, slight edge wear right there. Oh, that corner looks great. That all looks good. 51 of 100, hand numbered. Bottom left corner looks good. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but very good. Left edge is good. Top corner is great. Top edge is great. So maybe some surface issues here and there. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. Oh, wouldn't you love to be one of these people sitting in the crowd where you're like, I got to have that card. Why? Because I'm on it. So that's me. That's my rookie card. Very, very cool card right there. And then continuing on, though, we've got the Michael Finley PSA 8 at 140, Mitch Richmond 9 at 130, and the LaFonso Ellis PSA 8 at 110. And I have to say hello to Gerald Fortier. Windy City is in the house. Good to see you, Gerald. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy. Mm-hmm. All right, fellas, we have some Dunkin' Go Nuts. Does anybody need a cup of coffee and a donut? Because here we go. We have a 98.99 EX2000 Dunkin' Go Nuts. The Island Iverson is a BGS 9.5. That's the gold version. We'll come back to that. We've got the Grant Hill BGS 9, and we've also got the Scottie Pippen BGS 9.5 with 2 10 subgrades. So I was joking. This is not the gold version. This is actually a copy where the color has turned from relatively clear, like you'll see here on the Grant Hill, to more of a gold color. This is quite common, though, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I mean, the acetates, it happens. Seen them on the titaniums, on the Dunkin' Go Nuts. These are actually 1 in 36 packs, and I don't know if they had, because I've actually seen a calling card, Dunkin' Donuts with Michael Jordan on it. So I don't know if they had a collaboration or it's just a resemblance that goes along with this card. I'm sure there's more detail that goes behind it, but I really don't know the story.
I think it was definitely inspired by Dunkin' Go Nuts, and I don't think it was licensed, and I think that it might have caused some issues back in the day for Flair, but it was what it was, and that just adds to the legend as far as I'm concerned for Flair Skybox. So I think they're a cool car. I once owned a Michael Jordan. I don't anymore. Regrettably, I traded it away at the last National to 610 Sports Cards. Good old Justin got it from me. But we also have the Grant Hill BGS 9. So this one's a lot clearer. This one looks really good. And these cards are like, I also owned a Vince Carter, I think it was at one time. Loved the card. Well, maybe it was, I think it was Vince Carter. But here we have a BGS 9. Subgrades are all 9.5s except surface and 8.5. Like, this is acetate. They're prone to scratches. But let's see if there's any edge. No, the print job looks really nice here. So that's the Grant Hill. Available on the auction. And then, of course, this Scottie Pippen. Let's take a quick look at this guy as well. It's currently at $100. It's graded a 9.5. And it's sort of halfway between the clear and the gold version. And for anyone who's just joining, this down here, that's not a blemish on the card. We're seeing that that's just kind of consistent across many of the items. So not a condition issue at all. All right, fellas. Let's talk about this 98 Stadium Club. This is the Royal Court Kobe Bryant PSA 9. And fellas, I don't think I'm too familiar with this card. This is no bids yet. Starting bid's $100. So maybe we can find a bidder here tonight on this. But Tell us about this one, Josh. It's from Stadium Club.
Yeah, it was just one of the other inserts that was in the 98 Stadium Club set. You know, we saw the autograph, the co-signers earlier. I like this card just because of the color in it. And if you look by Kobe and then by the arm, it refracts. It's got that circle inlay in there, and you can see. And I just like that, like the Royal Court image. I think it looks just really sharp. I like it aesthetically. I think it's beautiful.
And these Royal Court circular logos here will light up. We're seeing them brighter. We're seeing this one the brightest over here. But as you move this under light, that will move around. And that looks like John Stockton to me right there, making a cameo as well. So
it does.
That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. Do you know anything about the rarity or the population, you guys?
Yeah, it's like it was probably one per box. I think from my research, about one per box in Stadium Club that year. I think it's a 25 card set. Okay,
interesting. So if we just have a look at the back of it now. Oh, another nice full body shot of Kobe taking a free throw. Cool card. I can't believe I'm not really familiar with it, but I'm definitely going to notice these now, especially on 90s auctions and walking around the National in a couple of weeks. So this one is ripe for the bidding. No bid yet. $100 to get involved, everybody. Gerald says, my Dunkins break 5K yet? Not yet, Gerald, not yet. Paid lawyer minion in the house. Love them Royal Court joints. John Stockton getting handled as usual. He wasn't. Okay, sorry. This is a different card. Shaquille O'Neal, Bowman's Best Cut Refractor. This is. I got to look at this, you guys. Yeah, this. It's a busy look, but it's also very shiny. Oh, look at those. How those
and it's cut.
Boxes.
Yeah, it's cut. There's like check marks cut out of there. So if you hold it up, it's kind of like linchpins. Yep, in the middle there.
Yeah, those are actual like die cuts, holes in the card. Mm-hmm. Really cool. Good picture of let's bring it up again. Good picture of Shaq right there. Let's have a look at the back. Oh, nice back. There's those holes again, right there, even over and above the Best Cut logo. Very cool. Do you know much about the population of? Oh, right here you have. It's a 9. It's a PSA 9. There's 19 higher. We don't have the population of the PSA 9, but you do know that to get involved in one of these cards, there's going to be there's going to be 19 that are higher graded. So those are going to cost you a lot more as PSA 10s.
Sure.
All right, fellas, let's keep on going here. We have a 98 Finest Shaquille O'Neal Refractor, PSA 10 Pop 3 on this one. So this is a tough one. This is the Pop 3. It's at $250. That's a pretty darn nice card right there. John, anything you want to say about this guy?
I believe these were one per box and then 1 in 12 jumbo packs. I mean, I love the card. I know that they had a set of refractors with the peel that year and one that came without the peel. And I believe there was dual-sided refractors as well, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of confusing. You got to do your research on stuff like this, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Good-looking card overall, for sure. And now we have, I really like. I really like the 96 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractors. I love these, Josh. I have 2 in my collection. I have Michael Jordan and I have Shaquille O'Neal. And this is great. I got to say, this picture doesn't do the card justice, though, because I love, look at the bottom. Look at the border here. I love this yellow border with the red line coming down beside it. It's kind of reddy orange in a way. Mm-hmm. I love these cards, you guys. I love them. This one doesn't have a bid yet. We're starting bid's $100, so you got time to get involved on this one. Let's have a quick look at the back of these. Yeah, it says Atomic Refractor right in there, right above and below the number, as you guys can see. Really cool card, especially if you're looking for a Chris Webber to add to your collection. What do you think about this one, Josh?
Oh, I love the Atomic Refractors, and it's hard to capture the image right on a scan or a picture because it does have that like checkerboard kind of crisscross pattern on it that really lights up. And I mean, who doesn't like Chris Webber? You know, all-time timeout king in NCAA history. So, that whole set is fantastic.
They are beautiful in hand, and even that checkerboard, that checkered thing, like it's throughout the whole card. So when you hold that card under the light, it's a mesmerizing card, and probably why I, every time I do go through a PC purge process, I just can't bring myself to like those. They just nope, that's a keeper. I love it. I love it. 96-97 NBA hoops. Allen Iverson. This is a rookie in an SGC 9.5 holder. Opening bid is $50. We haven't seen a bid yet, so you guys have a shot at this. It's gold background. I mean, gold is all the rage, you guys. There's embossing on this too. Is that embossed? It certainly looks embossed to me. The word rookie there. Yeah,
Correct.
John is nodding along with me there. Anything to say about this card, fellas?
Full gold foil background. Like you said, it's embossed and it pops. I mean, the Allen Iverson character pops off the card. I mean, that's a great rookie year right there. You got Kobe, you have Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Ray Allen.
Yeah, and you can see the embossment on the back coming through right there, the KIE from rookie. So very, very cool card. Right now, you might be able to take that for $50 if you want to get a bid in on the Allen Iverson rookie. Star picks, you guys. My goodness, this was a box set. I remember these, right? They came in that little box set with the balls all over the box set, the footballs. 91 star picks, you guys. It's got a couple bids. It's at $60 right now. It looks like this card is raw and ungraded as it sits. Is this rare? Like I don't see these anymore.
It's Emmitt Smith's first autograph card. So I believe it's from 91 star picks. It was in the box. You got one autograph per box, and it's his first authenticated pack pulled auto.
So I didn't even realize it was auto on the back when I looked at it. That's where the value is that this is his first pack pulled or mass produced. Well, let's say pack pulled autograph. It's not. I shouldn't say pack pulled because this wasn't a box set.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's technically correct for me to say pack pulled, but his first autograph. So that's pretty cool. Right on. And it's at $60. A nice, looks like a affordable Emmitt Smith autograph. 1999 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. Immaculate per triple. This is only out of 25 copies. And this one is a PSA 7. Fellas, another card that's pretty new to me, maybe because there's only 25 copies of them made. Just graded by PSA. Josh, what do you tell me about this?
Upper Deck had so many different types of inserts, baseball in the late 90s, and they had different ones than basketball and football and different types. So this one, there's a triples out of 25. I believe there's a double and a single, and there's a home run as well. And I mean, these never pop up. I mean, they made a lot of boxes in 99 of Upper Deck, and you would find these in, I believe it's either Series 1 or Series 2, and they are impossible to find.
I think it's really cool, actually. I love the numbering on the back, the serial number. That's one of my favorite serial number styles. Big, thick silver stamp down right there. Really like it. That's a cool card. $375 right now. Several bids. We started at $250, and it's a PSA 7. So, but a card out of 25. If you need this, I don't think you care too much about the grade. Like, are you really going to wait? These are either locked away or lost at sea.
Right. Good luck finding another one.
Exactly. I think I've never seen this before, and I've been collecting Griffey for a few years now. Yeah. Like 90s stuff. I've never seen it. So, thank you for introducing me to that card today. Next up, Upper Deck Choice Barry Bonds Prime Choice Reserve out of 100 PSA 10. It's sitting at $375 right now. These cards have grown on me. They made them in hockey. I believe they made them in maybe another sport too, basketball or football. But I love this very subtle printing in the background of the Choice Reserve, and also that they come out of a very inexpensive pack. There were lots of these available. Number 12 of 100 right there. Nice serial number stamp job. Lots of stats on the back. You get a bit of a story right there. I'm calling those stories now. $400 right now on this one. Josh, comments?
So yeah, they made them in all four sports. There's they make Jordan and Kobe in basketball, and then all the stars in football and baseball and hockey. I think Bonds, as we get further and further away from the 90s, is getting a little more, either respect or credibility, or the stain of the steroid era is washing off of him, and people are realizing how amazing of a hitter he was regardless. I know he's extremely hot button topic, right, Barry Bonds, but he was an amazing hitter. He's still very highly collectible, right? There's a tremendous amount of Barry Bonds collectors out there.
Yeah, and I mean, look at Pete Rose, and a different controversy, but still, people love Pete Rose.
They love him in Cincinnati still.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to Tip of the Mitt. What's going on? Says, let's go 90s. No doubt about that. All right. Let's keep on moving here. Let's keep plugging away. We like action on Sports Cards Live, so we're going to keep it running. 1999 Flair Mystique, Mark McGwire, established out of 100, PSA 7. This card excites me. I want to look at it. Oh, yeah. I love when the serial number is on the front, like on some of these Flair cards. Oh, God. Because this is like one of those surfaces that it feels like it has depth to it. It's not just flat printed, right? Like something special about these cards. Really cool card. Mark McGwire with the Cardinals, not the A's, with the Cardinals. Could be worse, I suppose. But like, is Mark McGwire getting, like, what's the hobby love like for Mark McGwire? I'll ask the question that way, Josh.
I think like Bonds, those guys are starting to regain a significant amount of popularity. Like I think I've seen McGwire cards going up in price in the past 3 or 4 years, regardless of what's been happening in the hobby. But he's been gaining more popularity, more collectability. John, have you noticed that? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I agree. Bonds, McGwire, Sosa's been picking up a lot of steam as well.
Well, he's a Cub though, so it's okay.
So, but big call out on, Bash Brothers, that's Canseco, but the home run race there. What do they call them when it was McGwire? Was it McGwire and Sosa?
98. Yep.
Yeah. What an exciting. But I love that it's numbered 22 of 100. What's this sitting at right now again? $110. My goodness. Your host might need to throw a bid into this card. I just really like it. I don't have a nice McGwire in my collection. Decoy Cards joins the show and says, apart from collecting as a kid in the 90s, another reason I love the 90s is that it's full of cards in the it looks better in hand category. Great showcase. Thank you, Decoy Cards. I agree with the quoted part. Looks better in hand. Yeah. 100%. And that's what, listen, you don't have to join when I'm doing auction showcases with 90 auctions or a different auction house. You don't have to join just because you want to bid on the cards. It's great to bid. Please bid away, bid on these cards, but you can learn about them. And that's where we're really bringing some value, added value to the audience here. 1995 Donruss Elite Ken Griffey Jr. Now there were 10,000 of these made. And I remember back in the day, you guys, that seemed to be pretty conservative. That seemed to be like, oh, there's only 10,000 of these. I got to get one. And I couldn't find one. The BGS 9.5, which is tough I believe it's tough. I shouldn't say for sure, but my feeling is that it is tough to find these in super high grade because of the foil surface, the die cut edges. This card is beautiful. If this was out of 100, it would be a beast of a card. But John, tell us about it as it sits.
Pop 17, just like you said, those are gorgeous cards. This is one of my favorite picks of Griffey. I love that teal jersey. I pulled a Frank Thomas, which is pretty exciting back then because you know how the Donruss packs were. You could just go through so many and not pull anything. It did end up grading a PSA 10, which was exciting. But to me, experience with these was surface, as you said, and centering was a huge factor as well.
Yeah, this one looks great. They gave the corners a 9. Let's see if we can see why. I have no issue with that corner. No issue with that corner, if those can be called corners. I don't think I have an issue with that one. That one looks the best of all 4. They're maybe not absolutely perfect, but they're really nice. There might be something right there on the bottom edge, but minor. This is a very strong copy for sure. $110 right now for a card that, even though it's out of 10,000 in high grade, very difficult to find, as John just informed us. Moving along, we have another Griffey, but this one's out of 100. It's a Donruss Elite Status Ken Griffey from 1998, PSA 8.5. And Josh, it's a $600 right now. Number is right there, 28 of 100, which is my favorite serial number, guys, is 28 because I'm born on the 28th. So I do like that serial number. Josh, anything you want to tell us about this beauty?
So, Donruss in the late 90s made a lot of different die cut sort of insert cards like this. The Elite, then there's a Status, then there's a bunch of other ones. The Griffey, again, looks great in hand. To add it to that category, it really sparkles. I've got a Frank Thomas in that one, and I love it. And it's it's that one's that's tucked away forever. But this, the Griffey's got his great classic pose, and it's for 8.5. I think for that is a pretty good grade given how many edges it has and how many corners. So yeah, no, I just love that card.
Yeah, he's in that follow through stance, which is really nice. PSA 8.5. So is this a bit of a, what is this? Is that a print line through there, guys? Do you know, Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. There's a bit of a print line in the bottom. Yeah,
can see that right there. But it's an 8.5. If that wasn't there, this might be a 10 otherwise. So if that's okay with you, then bid away and grab this guy. Currently $600. Do we have the population here? We don't have the population. I'm going to just quickly go to the PSA app, guy. I'm curious. I want to know the pop on this. So I'm going to go to the app. I'm going to quickly type in the serial number, which is 698733673. Hit verify. And momentarily, this should bring up for me the population. In the meantime, Cage Lawyer Minion did say that Griffey is sick, and it could have been this one or the last one. I'm still sitting on a blank screen on the PSA app. It's running very slow right now for me, but maybe it's about to come up. So we're going to move along and get back to it shortly if that will come up for me. Next up, 1991 Topps Tiffany Griffey All-Star PSA 10, sitting at $100 as it sits right now. Josh, any comments on this Griffey Tiffany, and anything you want to tell anybody about Tiffany in general?
Yeah, so the difference between the Tiffany set and the regular Topps set is Tiffany had like this gloss coating on it, and they weren't in packs. You could buy these boxes that came in this blue plastic box with a nice little seal. It's kind of their higher end set, but it's the same exact card, and I think the back is a little pinkish as opposed to the regular white on the original, on the base set. And because it has that glossy, and it's a little creamy on the border as opposed to the strong white. And because of the glossy front, it's got this susceptible to surface wear and scratches. And so a PSA 10 in that, I think, is pretty impressive.
Yeah, those Tiffany's are very, very cool. Tyson Lee says that's a nice looking card. Not sure if he's talking about the Tiffany or this one here. I got the population on it, you guys. This is a pop 1, only 2 higher. Only 2 higher. Nice. So this is one of the top 3 PSA graded Donruss Elite status Griffies out of 100. I could see this one doing some damage on Sunday when the auction does end. I just want to call everyone's attention to the ticker. I've changed it up and now want to remind everybody you can join 90s Auctions Facebook group community. It's called Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant Buy, Sell, and Trade. So please feel free to join their group and stay updated with what's going on at 90s Auctions. Lot number 40, 91 Desert Shield Chipper Jones rookie auto. The auto is graded as a BGS 10. Looks like the card isn't graded, rather just encapsulated. Only at $130. I mean, this is the key rookie card from the 91 Topps, from 91 baseball, as far as based on my memory going back there. Josh, am I right or wrong? Isn't Chipper Jones the best rookie from 91?
It is. That's the best rookie card, and it's from the Desert Shield set, which is a pretty hard card to find given how they were produced and they were sent overseas during Desert Storm. And I think to have that sharp auto on a 10 is not that easy, given the difficulty on the surface of that card.
Now, the card isn't in wonderful condition. It's not so bad, but I'm just noticing the bottom left corner here has some stock showing. But again, this card, this is less about the condition of the card and more about having Chipper's autograph on the Desert Shield issue. It's at $130 right now with 2 days to go, just like every other item in the 90s auction, summer auction. Okay, guys, a cut above, Josh. I think we were talking about that today in our group. Now this is the Frank Thomas. It's in a PSA 9. It's at $190. And I love a cut aboves. I have a few of them in my collection. This is just a beautiful card overall. It does have the refractor line here, very common on a cut aboves, is my understanding and even my experience, Josh.
Yeah.
Tell us about a cut above.
So, again, like they have in baseball and other sports, there's different styles in the same issue. So like basketball's got the chainsaw top, but the bottom is flat. Football has the same full chainsaw type image. I think basketball came out first, so they were just kind of rework them after the basketball issue. Clearly the best hitter of the 90s, the best player of the 90s, and one of his coolest cards. So much better than Sosa, but that's a personal opinion.
Yeah, I just love a cut. I just love the color of the blade, and I love the die cut on the top here and the bottom down here. The basketball only has the die cut on the top. The football also has it on the bottom. This is one where this is on all the copies. It's almost like they just forgot to set the machine to die cut here too,
Yeah. And a 9's great because all the little saw points, it's hard to find that card. I really think the only thing taken away from it's the refractor line on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, no, you make a great point. The sharp, these are basically corners right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 of them up there, sharp ones, another 1, 2, 3, 4 down here. You got 9 opportunities for somebody to have hit one of those, flatten them, put a ding on it. And this one has none of that issue. So, because these cards would have come, sometimes you open the pack, fallen out of your hand, because you weren't expecting it because it's not full size. Awesome cards. I'm a big fan. $190 right now. Congratulations to the eventual owner of that card. Moving on. Another Desert Shield card. This is just the Frank Thomas base card, PSA 10. It's $180. And this is one where population will be really interesting. I'm going to look that up really quick for everybody who's watching. 160369904. Let's see if the PSA app, pop 43, none higher, of course. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a Frank Thomas collector, look how slim he is here too. Peak of his conditioning right here. And again, only 43 in this condition, currently sitting at $180. And Collectors has an estimated value on the app, which I'll tell you guys because it's public knowledge. It says $655 is the expected collector's value. Hard to see on my phone, but it's there. You guys can go look it up yourself if you're interested. All right. Next up, another Frank Thomas. Oh yeah, Bowman's Best Preview Atomic Refractor. You'll remember from earlier on in the show, we were talking about how nice atomic refractors are. Well, look at this thing. Look at this. Now, each of these little circular dots that you see are going to refract light differently. So when you look at this card, it's almost like you're looking at the stars in the sky. Except the background isn't the black darkness of infinity. It's the yellow background of this card. These are gorgeous, just gorgeous. Josh, what does it mean, preview atomic refractor?
They made a preview one, and they also made the regular atomic refractor, both out of 100. This one came a little earlier, and then there's and that's in the Bowman's Best set. Then the regular Bowman set, they made the atomic refractor. So it's two different issues.
John, we just want to hear from you. Do you love the looks of this card? Is this something you like as well, as much as I do, or you could take it or leave it?
Oh, I just snagged a Griffey preview atomic refractor and a PSA 10. So yeah, I love these. Visually, they're beautiful. Just like you said, describing the background, all the little sparkles, the way that the light hits it. Just gorgeous cards.
So nice. So nice. Yeah, I'm excited for the people that are gonna win the ability to purchase these cards from 90's auctions because they're just awesome. Here's a 98 Donruss Preferred Tidal Waves, Derek Jeter out of 1,996. It's a PSA 10. The opening bid is $200. No bid yet on this card. I am not familiar with this. We have a die cut along the right side. Looks to be really nice and sharp. Yeah, no question about the gem mint assessment on this card. Let's take a quick look at the back. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that too. Number 9 of 1996. This is, I mean, never mind. Getting number 1 would be like a needle in a haystack. Getting in the first 10 of the print run is pretty cool. Number 9 of 1996. Come on, it's Gordie Howe's jersey number, everybody. Gordie Howe. Really cool card. Josh, why don't you tell us about this while I look up the population?
So the preferred set had different players' milestones on them. So for Jeter, this is 1996 American League Rookie of the Year. So it's number 2, 1996. There's others for home runs out of, I think it was maybe 600. I think there was a Jeter or an A-Rod, and they're numbered to certain like batting title, average, RBI average, or RBI total. So the different player highlights is what they're numbered to. This one then in 1996.
Well, I can tell you from looking up the population, you guys, this is a Pop 6. The card is out of almost 2,000, and there's only 6 that have received the Gem Mint condition assessment from PSA. I mean, this is grading scarcity at its finest, really, right? I mean, it's not a rare card at 2,000 made, but when you add in grading, it's a Pop 6. There's a lot of Jeter collectors out there, so I think this one should do well for the consigner. No bid yet, though. Starting bid $200, Pop 6. I don't know. That's enticing to me. What about you, John? Does that seem like it's enticing?
You can be the first bidder.
I could be that too. Listen, I'll be honest. I don't love the looks of it personally, but I'm also not. If I was a Jeter collector, this would be one of those cases where it's like, you know what? I don't love the looks of it, but it's so rare in this condition, and it's kind of a funky looking card with the one side die cut. I'd be like, you know what? I'll grab it for my Jeter collection. I don't have to maybe love every single card from an aesthetics perspective, but I don't know. Sometimes I think like, yeah, I do need to love every card from an aesthetics perspective as a collector. We'll leave that up to the bidders. 96 Leaf signature autograph, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, BGS 9, the autos and 9. Josh, any comments on this one?
I love that set. That whole set. It's got Frank in there. It's got Jeter, A-Rod. It's got Mariano Rivera. All the stars of that year, and it's kind of hard to find those. They made a lot of 1996 Leaf. I keep saying this for a lot of these sets, but they made a lot of this stuff in terms of base production. Then they stuck them in there like the Griffey. It's out of 10,000, but how many cases were there? So it's still percentage-wise, they're hard to find.
Hard pulls, but they produced a lot of product back then. So now this is an authentic signature. The card itself. Oh no, right there. The card is graded. The autograph is graded. Everything is in place here. It's just this Beckett label is throwing me off. Is this a really old Beckett label, or why does it look so different?
It's an old flip, so the number should be on the. I think it should be on the back.
Yeah. All right. Well, here I can turn it over right here and see. Yes, 0002737. So that's early on in Beckett's history. Moving along, we have a 98 Topps Gold label. This is the black label, Class 1 Mark McGwire in an SGC 96 holder. Opening bid is 100. No bids yet. So this one is up for the taking, ripe for the taking, I'll say. Decent looking card. It's an old SGC holder. Back is very, very appealing. Josh, anything to say about this McGwire Topps Gold label?
I know they made like 3 or 4 different versions of this. There's one out of 100, one out of 50, and this is just the Class 1. It's not numbered, but it is. I like the way, again, looks great in hand. I love the old SGC flips. I think they're great. They look very classic.
So Tyson Lee has a question. 90s auctions, he's asking, do you have basketball and hockey, or is it only baseball? Well, yes, we went through some basketball early already. We'll be getting to some more. They also do have hockey. We'll be getting to it shortly, Tyson. And do you guys ship to Australia?
Yes, we would ship to Australia.
There you go, Tyson. If you're not yet registered, please take a moment, register for 90s auctions, and see if there's anything that you might be interested in. That'd be awesome if there is. All right, 97 Flair Showcase, row 0, Bernie Williams out of 100. And then also right beside it is the Legacy row 2, Bernie Williams, also out of 100. Guys, I'm going to open up both of these. And then, Josh, I'm going to ask you to kind of describe the difference between the two rows as I go back and forth and show what they both look like.
So the first one, the 97 Legacy, that's kind of one of the more popular ones. They're both out of 100. And again, having one in this one's got 295s. It's got, I mean, the edges are 9.5, which is pretty tough, I think, in that for any Legacy, especially without the borders. And then the 98, they made 3 of those rows 0, 1, and 2, and those are out of 100 as well. And then there's just like the Jordan we had, they made a showcase version at 250, and it's horizontal.
Okay, so the 98 is numbered 69 of 100 right there in blue. I like that blue. That's really cool. And the 97 here is numbered on the back right down there, 83 of 100, also in blue. Name in blue. I like back in the day when the card companies got creative on the back of the card too. It wasn't just about the front. Nowadays, they don't give the backs too much love at all. 120 on the 97, 110 on the 1998. So these things are, just starting to take off here. Now we're getting into some hockey, Tyson, for you and me. And right out of the gate, a 97 SP Authentic Sign of the Times, Wayne Gretzky. I think this is his first Sign of the Times autograph. I believe.
It is.
Not 100%. Do I need to be fact checked on that, or am I right, Josh?
You're right. That's 97 was the first one. 97, 98, 99, 2000 has one, but that's the first one.
So it's an authentic. The autograph has a 10. There seems to be some little. Oh no, that's not a streak, everybody. I can confirm that what you're seeing right here at the top of the G and right here through this part here of the Y, I guess that is not a streak through the autograph, nor is this through the 9. That is something on the 90s auctions printer, because we've seen that in the same place on several cards. It's not printer, sorry.
Yeah.
Scanner. Yeah, you guys aren't printing cards on the
Not yet.
scanner. So keep that. Note that when you're looking at that is not an issue with the card. And you can see what I'm talking about right there. You can see it again. See right down there? This guy. I hope you all in the audience can see that. That is not on the card, because we've seen this over and over again tonight. So it's at $325 right now. The first Sign of the Times, Wayne Gretzky autograph. Very cool. The very first year that Upper Deck made game jerseys was 1996, everybody. I believe hockey might have been the first sport that they did it for. And this is the first year of jersey cards in hockey. This is the Jaromir Jagr. He is an absolute legend. So most of these were one color, but there were some multicolors back then. This is an EX5. Now, I think I mentioned earlier when we were looking at the Shaq gold jersey that I have this complete set in my collection, all graded by PSA. And I think my average grade across the 13 card set, I think it is like a 6.5 maybe. Like, these do not grade easily. They're very, very fragile cards. They're very thin stock on these cards. So in my opinion, it's like, I don't even care what they grade. I just wanted these cards because I like the first of something, and this is the first jersey card ever made. So $120 right now. I can see that going higher for sure, just because I do watch these cards. So really, really nice piece, you guys. I'm glad to see it in here. Yeah, please, Josh.
I just want to say that it's unrelated, but Jaromir Jagr broke my heart in 1992. I never forgave him and Mario Lemieux since. So, like, for the longest time, I would never buy any Pittsburgh Penguins cards, just for that reason alone.
That's a sports fan right there, everybody. That's a sports fan. 1997, Upper Deck Ice, Wayne Gretzky Champions 2, die cut out of 100. This is in a PSA 9 holder. And so I think this is really cool. I love this die cut where you've got the bottom right corner is rounded off and the top left. So you have a symmetrical card here, on a diagonal plane. Bottom left corner, you got the full body shot of Wayne right there in the bottom corner, the gold foil print, the full facial shot here. And if you flip this thing over, you can see it's numbered down here, 14 of 100. This is like this is an acetate card. So I don't know if it's fully see-through, but you can put your hand behind it and see your fingers, the shadow of your fingers through the card. I believe to be the case. Josh, are you confirming that right now?
Yeah, I am. You can totally see it. Yeah. You can see it. But yeah, really I brought a couple with me, but you can totally see it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a 3 1/4 right now. Opening bid is $250. We've had a few bids. I'll let you guys know that I placed the opening bid on this card, and it's one that I still might make a play at. We will see. Tyson says that is so nice. I'm with you, Tyson. just love it. Just love it. And then we have the fantastic finish, Wayne Gretzky out of 50 from 1998 Upper Deck. This is a cool die cut card as well. Its opening bid is 100. There's no bids. This is this not numbered? I thought these were numbered.
It is. It's on the front.
Oh, it's on the front. There we go. There, right there. Number 34 of 50. Only 50 of these made for a 90s Gretzky. I mean, that is rare. PSA 8. I'm just noticing right here, bottom, the right edge has some wear. So be aware of that if you need this card, that it does have a bit of wear. It's still in a near mint to mint condition as per PSA. So consider that as we come around. Bottom left corner might have a bit of an issue there. So keep that in mind. But overall, this is one of those cards that, you're not going to see it very often. This is like a once a year sort of card that hits the market. So current bid is 0, opening bid's $100. So ripe for the taking, everybody. That one is ripe for the taking. A couple more Gretzky's here. 97 Pinnacle certified, team certified, PSA 10. I think I used to own this exact card, you guys. I'm pretty sure I owned this exact card. It's not serially numbered. No, yeah, I did have this card. Who knows? This might have been my copy one day. I know this one, at least I didn't submit it to you. Maybe the person I sold it to did, but really, really cool card in hand. It's got the Pinnacle logo down there that is red. This is red foil print up here with the word certified. Josh, any comments on this one? It's at $100. There's been an opening bid, so $100 on this right now.
Yeah, no, I still think it's a sharp card and a 10, given the borders. The corners are tough to keep sharp. There is another version that is numbered because the white box there is blank and they have a numbered version too, which never comes up because, as you know, hockey collectors never sell anything. So finding anything finding anything from the 90s inserts in hockey is if you don't buy it, you'll never see it again.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not hoarding, but I have locked up a few myself. So, that's definitely true. 90s hockey collector is saying it's a good deal on that fantastic finisher right now, being this one right here. It's a good deal at an opening bid of $100. We'll see what happens. This auction closes on Sunday, everybody. Extended bidding starts at 5:00. And let's just let you all know, if you're going to be the National, visit these fellas at the 90s auctions booth number 1246. Your promo at the National is 107% of the hammer price is going to the consignor. So basically splitting the buyer's premium, which is a great promotion for sure. All right. The last Gretzky card we're seeing is the Quantum 2. I used to have this card too. I don't anymore. So you say hockey cards don't sell. Hockey collectors, I did sell mine. I just didn't love the card personally, but it's out of 50. It's one of those rare, this is up, and I talk about MK. I just love his collecting approach. Like, he must have this card, or if not, I'm sure it's like right up his alley, in my opinion. Opening bid was 100. We're at $170. You can see right there, only 50 of these printed. Like, he looks serious. That is Wayne Gretzky right there. That is the Wayne Gretzky, game. He's in the game face. Like, he is already thinking listen, this is between face-offs. This is not an in-action picture. You can tell that this is not during live play. This is during a whistle. But you can tell that he's lining up where his teammates are and what he's going to do after he wins the face-off, where that puck is going, and whose goal he's about to assist on. That's what he's thinking right there in this card, in this picture. And I love it. I love his expression there. Like, look at him. That is the GOAT, you guys. That is the GOAT face. Right there, numbered out of 50, BGS 9 from 1998. Josh, what did I say? Anything I say there resonate with you?
Absolutely, everything. And I was going to ask you think that picture's from the playoffs? Because look at he never had a beard during the regular season.
Probably.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, good point for sure. Okay, now we are moving into some unopened wax products. So I'm not going to have much to say about this myself other than, wow, you can get that in there. But 93 Topps Finest Baseball, well, I mean, that's where the first refractors are, right?
They are. That was the set, the first kind of high-tech top set. It has great color. And then, of course, you can get the refractors, which were not numbered, but the general accepted, I think, count is 226 per card. So they're not numbered at all, but yeah, 226 per refractor per player of the whole set.
Okay.
And you can tell you can tell it's a unopened factory seal box, because if you look on the side, there was this green box topper in each box that would be on the top of the card. So you can like look through the cellophane. You can't see it in this picture, but underneath there's a green like line. That's the green box topper. That's how you know it's an authentic. Hasn't been tampered.
That almost looks like Conseco.
Yeah, I think it's Juan Gonzalez, is it? Or no? Tony Fernandez and maybe it is Conseco. Yeah.
It looks like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Devil playing for the Devil Rays at the time, I think, right? Or is that
could be, or the Rangers?
Looks like the Rangers. Looks like the Blue Rangers.
Yeah, that looks like Conseco to me.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool. Justin Bode, good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show. Says we appreciate the hockey selection, and yeah, goat face all day long, right, Justin? That's the Gretzky goat face. We have a 1999 Bowman Chrome football sealed hobby box. Who's the big rookies this year? What's exciting about this product, Josh?
So 99 is Manning's second year, but you can also get the refractors. You can get the gold refractors. There's some out of 25 and there's some out of 5.
Oh wow!
And there's an Emmitt Smith, Dion, all the stars, everybody.
Very cool. Sitting at $150 right now, guys. Get to bidding. I mean, I think maybe I'm wrong. $575, by the way, on the last box, the 93 Topps Finest. We have a 92 wild card football 3-box lot. No bids yet. $100. Why should somebody bid on this lot, Josh?
So wild card was great in 92. They had see the stripe on the box. If you got a certain player and that's the stripe, that's the number of cards of that player you could get. So if you sent in the card with the stripe, you get 1,000 of like some guy like Jimbo Covert from the Bears, or if it was Emmitt Smith, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, you could get, right? But I don't think they made a lot of those, because plus when you're a kid, you're like, what am I going to do with 1,000 of the same player? You know, there's no PSA yet. We couldn't play the gem game, so you know.
Interesting angle. Well, let's see what happens with this come Sunday. No bids right now, but for $100, I gotta think someone's gonna put a bid in to take a stab at it. We have 1992 Score Football Super Packs 2-box lot. Now 1992, to me, that's like, you know, the heart of the junk wax era. Is this a good product?
So the jumbo packs were 36 packs per box as opposed to the regular 16, and there were 25 cards per pack, and you could get, like it says there, the 3 gridiron stars. I believe there was a silver and a gold version, which were, so again, it's like the Griffey Elite. There was a lot made, but not a lot of those inserts in there. So again, it's like a needle in a haystack. All
right. Well, opening bid is $50. If anyone wants to take a stab at that, you have the opportunity. Then we have this is the 92 wild card football series 2. So series 1 over here, series 2 over here. There is a bid at this already, a bid for $50 for 2 boxes, whereas here you're getting 3 boxes. Why do you think, Josh, somebody bid on this one for 2 boxes, but not on this one for 3? Oh, so it's also half the price, maybe.
You can get different things in Series 2. Series 2, they had a silver or gold. It was called Running Wild. There's a Running Wild insert in there, and the gold one is significantly tougher to find. I know they made a Sanders, they made a Emmitt Smith, and that year, I think, right was when Wildcard started, and at the National that year, they were giving out a Barry Sanders promo card, and I still have that because that was here in Chicago. It was at McCormick Place downtown, and then before they moved it up to Rosemont, and that's my first National actually. And I remember getting like those passes, and I still have that card. I was looking for it today, but I couldn't find it. But I remember I still held on to that card.
Is McCormick Place where the White Sox played?
No, that's Guaranteed Rate Field. McCormick Place is like this big, just like convention center next to Soldier Field.
Okay. Next up, we have a 98 Topps football sealed box, opening bid $50. And we don't have a bid. Oh, we do. We're up to $55 right now. I don't know if, there's Josh back. Josh, what can you tell us about this 98 Topps football sealed box? What's that's going to be Peyton Manning's rookie year.
And Charles Woodson, and they have the refractors in there. You know, the Manning and the Woodson rookie refractors are the big hits in that one.
All right, good. 55.
Randy Moss as well, correct?
Oh yeah, there you go. I forgot about Randy Moss.
Bettis?
Moss.
Oh, Moss. Sorry, I thought you said the bus. Moss.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy Moss. Of course. Okay, 1990 Topps Baseball Sealed Jumbo Box, BBCE. What's FASC mean?
From a sealed case.
Oh,
So
okay.
it came from a sealed case of jumbo. Jumbos are pretty tough to come upon. In terms of whether you can get a Frank Thomas no name, I don't know. In fact, I probably wouldn't bank on it, to be honest with you. But you can get the Griffey, but the Frank's probably not in there.
So it's a junk wax piece, but it's a nice sealed box. Might make a nice display piece, and for $100, maybe you just crack it open and have some fun on a trip down nostalgia lane.
Jumbos don't come up that often either.
Oh, there you go. 1994-95 classic basketball jumbo boxes, 4 of them. What comes out of these things, Josh?
I mean, there's a couple of Chris Webbers. There's a Dick Vitale subset that was pretty popular in that year. There's like a Dick Vitale 10 card mini collectors insert set that everybody wanted.
Well, no bids yet. $50 if someone wants to take a shot at those. 6 Upper Deck oversized UDA Jordan cards out of 7,500 and 10,000. Opening bid $50. No bids in yet. Well, let's just cycle through these images. Oh, see, this reminds me of early Upper Deck basketball. This is early Upper Deck basketball. These are oversized. There's 6 cards here. Are they all the same card or are they different cards?
Different cards. I put the front and the back scan on there. That was from Upper Deck Authenticated. You bought it from Upper Deck, and it was a larger version of a lot of the of his base and some insert cards, like Team MVP, and then the other one was his base, I think from '93.
And are these desirable? Is this something that people are chasing?
I don't know if they're chasing it, but anything Michael Jordan people collect.
Yeah.
So I figure anything from MJ they would want to take a stab at.
Well, $50 to get involved and take a shot at that lot. Oh, and here's the rest of we talked about these earlier, the Ultra Stars Gold, John. I mean, I know you love these. I love these cards. I own a Shaq, as I said earlier. I think these are the most beautiful, among the most beautiful cards produced in the 90s are these Ultra Stars Gold from 97. John, anything further you'd like to say about these while we're looking at them here?
Chicago Bulls alum, Scottie Pippen. That one's a Pop 10. Serial number to 89, according to Card Channel. So 1 in 1,440 packs, I believe, to pull one of these. And I believe they were only in hobby packs.
Okay. So
it's a decent set. You got Kemp.
Pardon me?
I apologize. You got Shaq, you got Pippen, you got Jordan, Kittles, Marcus Camby, John Wallace. I believe of Kobe as well, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. Tyson Lee says, I think the Jordans, oversized Jordans, are really cool. Very good.
Tyson Lee's a smart guy.
Yeah. So we got the Jerry Stackhouse Pop PSA 8 Pop 2 sitting now. I don't know how, but I always like to know Pop higher as well. If it's like a PSA 8 or 9, how many are there graded higher just to really round out the information on the card? So I'm not going to go look at all that right now, but everybody watching or listening, you might want to check the overall population just to really know what you're getting here. But as it sits though, the Stackhouse is a PSA 8 Pop 2 sitting at $300. The Kittles is a PSA 8 Pop 2, also $300, as is the Camby, same stats, PSA 8 Pop 2 sitting at $300, and the Sean Kemp is a PSA 8 Pop 4 sitting at $250. We've got the Antoine Walker PSA 8 Pop 3 sitting at $350, and finally the John Wallace SGC 8.5 Pop 1 sitting at an opening bid of $250. Now here's this, I guess, the base or the silver version of the Ultra Stars. This is a Marcus Camby. It's a PSA 9. It's a Pop 1. Doesn't have a bid yet, but let's just open this up and have a look at one of these silver versions, because you know what? They're like almost as nice as the golds. Josh or John, let me ask you, John, are the silvers also like the golds are embossed? They've got texture to them. Are the silvers the same thing?
I do not believe they are. No, it's just basic hollow foil background, and there's no embossing on them.
Okay.
They are prone to chipping, of course. I mean, like most hollow foils. I have a Kobe. I have a Shaq. I owned an MJ for about a day. But those are definitely one of my favorite insert sets from the 90s is the Ultra Stars. And then if I could afford, I'd love to have some of the Ultra Stars Gold as well.
Yeah, they're so nice. Well, okay, I'm just gonna go back and forth. There's the silver, there's the gold.
Mhm.
Silver, gold. Yeah, the gold it's a step up. There's no doubt about it. Definitely a step up in overall design and presentation. But you know what? At like the gold looks busy. In hand, it's busy, but it's so shiny. It's just awesome. Whereas the silver, actually a bit of a cleaner overall design. And I could see how some people might prefer it. Not me, but I could see how some people might just like the clean design of the silver. And plus, you're going to save a bunch of money because they're that much more affordable than the golds. All right. We're closing in on the end here, guys. We got there. Lot number 72. This is the Upper Deck Ultimate Victory Wilt Chamberlain, the Ultimate Fabrics out of 100 in a PSA 9 holder. I mean, I don't know much about this card, Josh, but you got a game-worn wilt piece on an early card from Victory, which was like a mass-produced product. This must have been impossible to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to check the population on this. Talk about this one, Josh. This is cool. Hand numbered out of 100.
Yeah, so then again, yeah, Victory was kind of like collector's choice, like we saw for those prime choice reserves, where it's kind of a lower end, but they made a ton of it. And they have a regular Chamberlain jersey card. It's not numbered. And then they have the ultimate one hand numbered out of 100. There are other Hall of Famers in that set. And again, stuff like this that we don't see every day, not in every auction, these are the kind of things that John and I are trying to find to put in the auction. Stuff like that it's like, oh, cool, I've never seen that before. What is it? And then probably won't see one in another auction for a while.
Quality over quantity.
All the time. All the time.
Okay, so we know there's 100 in the print run. I've got the population here. The population on the 9 is 2. There's 2 9s, so pretty low. 110. 10 total submissions to PSA. So only 10 of the 100 have ever been submitted, and that there might be some resubs in there. So at the most, 10 unique copies have been submitted to PSA. 110, 2 9s. I mean, this is an extremely scarce card, and I would think that it's got to be in demand. He's in his Lakers jersey. It's game worn. I mean, I feel like this is a gem of what's this sitting at price-wise? It's not even 200 bucks yet. Yeah. Do people wait till the very end to bid, or like this seems like a big card to me, but I don't know. Like I'm saying that just from my gut. I don't know. Josh, what do you like? How important is this card, or you, John? Either of you, like, is this thing a hidden gem in the auction?
This is the first time I've ever seen one. So,
yeah, first time I've ever seen one either. I mean, the guy who had it has a lot of rare basketball from the 90s. No, it's a great card, and as John said, it's quality over quantity is what we're shooting for and stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, this to me is a special card. I don't know, early jersey, yeah, rare. Oh wow, okay. Good luck, everybody. Like I don't know, I think that's a gem of an opportunity. Moving along though, 95 Skybox Natural Born Thrillers, Michael Jordan, PSA 9. Currently sitting at $575. The opening bid was 100, so we've got several bids in on this one. Listen, as a Jordan 90s insert collector, I know that this is a very popular card. Are those holes in the card, Josh? No,
like little dimples.
I don't think they are. I think they're like gold.
It's like a die cut with little holes.
It is.
It's actually die cut box around MJ with little dimples in there. I'm sorry, not holes. I meant dimples.
Dimples, right?
Dimples, like almost like they're like gold. Are they gold printed on there? Like they're not holes in the card, right?
Right. It's printed on there. Yeah, it doesn't go all the way through. It's not like the linchpin, right?
But you do have like the window cut out of the blue background to put that in there.
Right.
Natural Born Thrillers. I mean, it's a pretty. I like how he's like coming over into the blue, I don't know. I think I've never owned this card. I think it's really cool. I'm going to do a quick population check on
it's 173.
173?
Mm-hmm.
In a 9. How many higher?
Ooh, I don't have that info, but it's 1 in 18 packs to get a Natural Born Thriller.
All right. I'm going to find out how many are higher. just so we get, so 52 higher. So there's 52 people who can own a PSA 10 Gem Mint copy of this, and then 173 who can come in and save a lot of money and still own what is a really nice card. I got to see the condition of this one. Top looks really good. Top corner looks, almost perfect. Minor edge wear over there. Bottom right corner, left looks good. Bottom edge might have some minor wear, but that just might be in the image. Bottom right corner looks good. I mean, this card looks to be, well graded, I should say, as a mint condition PSA 9. Let's have a look at the back. Oh yeah, here we can see it. Oh, look at the back. Like, this is so unique.
Yep.
Gold print on the back.
Portrait.
Yeah, great card. It's a Jordan 90s card, and it's a popular one. This is one of his popular inserts. I know a lot of people show these off on Instagram, and great card at 5. Anything? Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I got carried away with that card. Anything, Josh or John, either of you would like to say? John, anything else you want to say about this one?
Like you said, it was much more attention to detail back then on the back of the card as well, and I appreciate that.
Definitely. And the final item in the auction, lot number 74, is the Michael Jordan from 96 Flair, the Stackhouses all Flair. So one of you guys has to tell me what that means. Stackhouses all Flair. Cool looking card. Card I'm not that familiar with, but I like the different shades of pink and red in the background. It kind of gives you that color match effect. Josh?
So the Stackhouse Flair it's just an insert subset that had a bunch of players from that year, like the all rookie team, all like all-star teams, so all Flair teams. So Jordan's on there. I believe it's a 12 card set. That's just one of the.
They kind of did the same thing with the the Magic's all rookie team, the Grant's all rookie team. This is kind of the Jerry Stackhouse all NBA team, I guess you could say.
The Jerry, that's what I was going to wonder. Is it for Jerry Stackhouse? Yeah, and wasn't Jerry Stackhouse like a player back then?
He went to North Carolina. He played at UNC, just like MJ.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So was he like? Why did they name it? What was he the captain of the All-Star team that year? Or?
No, he was actually one of the top rookies, I believe, in that season.
He was. Oh. He had a great career at UNC. Took him really far in the tournament. But yeah, he was one of the top heralded rookies that year, right, John?
I was pulling Stackhouses for days. I think I pulled like 3 meltdowns. I couldn't pull a Jordan for the life of me.
Yeah.
What is up? I collect Ichiro. Welcome to the show. You're coming in at the very end here, but please feel free to go back. We've been covering 90s auction, summer auction, 74 lot auction, everybody. And just want to say, you can register to bid and view all these lots. Look at them, understand the populations, look at the front and the backs. These guys have curated a really cool niche auction in the 90s. They're going to be doing 1 auction per quarter. That's 4 auctions per year. For those of you who are mathematically challenged, unlike myself, I'm just kidding. But we're going to be doing 4 auctions a year, and we're going to be doing these auction previews for the next few of these and see how it goes from there. But this has been a great opportunity, you guys, for me even to become more familiar with a lot of these cards. And as I'm doing a lot of auction work with various companies, it's good for me to know more. And I just love your focused auction house, 90s auctions. You're not scrolling through a bunch of cards you may not be interested in. And it's a nice manageable amount. So your customer service is going to be great. I know you guys care a lot about that. We talked about that at the beginning. 90sauctions.com, everybody, to bid, register to bid, to look at the items. You can join their Facebook group. It's on the ticker right now. It's called Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, Buy, Sell, and Trade. So check that out. Also, visit these guys at the National. I visited them last year at the National. These are good guys. Like, you walk up to their booth, super friendly. Visit them there. Any item that you can sign to them, you're going to receive 107% of the hammer price, which is a very generous offering right there. And this whole auction that we went through tonight ends this Sunday. Extended bidding begins at 5 o'clock Eastern. There's 1, maybe 2 items that I'm going to be putting in more bids on myself. If you are watching, you have an idea which ones they are. Please don't bid against me, but don't hold back either. I don't want to hurt hurt their consigners on their sales price. So give it a go. I collect Ichiro's has so many great cards from the 90s. There are, and this auction has a wonderful representation of them. Guys, I think we're good to wrap up. Anything else? Any comments you'd like to leave the audience with? Josh, we'll start with you. Final words as well.
So, we opened up talking about, customer service, taking care of collectors. And I think it's important for us because our tagline or like our motto is we're an auction company for collectors by collectors, because that's what John and I are first. So we understand what people want and, what's important to them in terms of exactly customer service, responding to people right away, taking care of issues, and most importantly, shipping stuff out fast, because that's the only thing that matters, right? You could win something, and if it takes you a week, everyone's going to hear about it. That took you a week to ship it out, right? So that stuff's very important to us.
And if you guys want to reach out to Josh and or John, their Instagram handle, if you're not already following these guys, their Instagram handles are right under their names, as is mine. Chicago Sports Card Gems is John, and Josh is Midwest Vintage Cards. So be sure to follow them on Instagram. You'll be a follower along with myself of both of these guys. John, thanks. First, before I get to you, Josh, just thank you for your knowledge and talking about these items. I wish I could do it all myself, but as you know, the hobby is so big. The 90s has some of the most rare, interesting pieces. And it's like, I'm always discovering new cards from the 90s. Almost like anytime I go hunting, I can find something new. Found several tonight. So it's always this is just an education as well as promoting your auction, 90sauctions.com. John, final comments to you, please.
100%. I'm learning so much from you guys, because there was a point in time in the 90s where I kind of stopped collecting for a while. And I missed out on a lot of those serial numbered cards or non-serial numbered rare cards. And you guys are teaching me so much right now. I appreciate it. Come visit our booth, 1246 at the Nationals. And we are trying to extend to just not cards. I mean, just 90s memorabilia in general, comic books, video games. So just reach out to us. You have our tag names, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're good to end it. Good.
All right. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for joining. Appreciate your comments, your interest. Hopefully, some of you registered at 90sauctions.com. Hopefully, you find something you like to bid on. And if you do, good luck with that. And with that, the inaugural episode of 90s Auctions Live is now